Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian from OUR Guns. The live stream has been a while. Uh, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while since I did my last live stream, but I am back. And I got one of my fellow subscribers. Also became a friend. Really appreciate him very much. He goes by Trooper, Big Power Trooper. What is going on? Something playing. Ready for 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow. I just made a boo boo. That's my mistake. Anyway, like I was saying, he's been a friend for a while now. He goes by Grumpy Paratrooper. A lot of you guys probably know him, and if you don't, please go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I really appreciate it. We're gonna put a link on this channel on the chat. You'll be able to check it out. But I have him right now in the green room, waiting for me to bring him in. How you doing, Chief?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I see you got the studio looking good.
Yeah, man. I've been working on it. I just buy a little bit at a time. Get something, get a light, get a mic, get all this stuff. So just kind of slowly building it. I kind of want to get into doing a podcast. Like a gun podcast, to talk. Stuff like that.
Got you. Well, I mean, as you noticed, the topic of this live stream, which again, I said before that I want to get into it and do a lot more throughout the week. But as you know, we all have a 9-to-5 job that we have to go to. This is more like a hobby for a lot of us. And just like we've talked about before, doing this kind of stuff gets very expensive. And I don't think that a lot of people actually, appreciate it like we would like for that, to happen. We put money into it, the guns, ammunition, accessories, holsters, belt, clips, magazines, hell, repairs, when we have to send it out, all that good stuff. So sometimes it gets a little annoying to where we try hard, like again, we talked about before. And it seems like we do everything correctly, the right way, but it seems like we don't even get a pat on the back or kudos, how good the videos are, the shorts. Hell, when we also put some kind of, comment, like a little, what you call it? When you go on your studio and you do whatever you got to do. So again, I probably sound like I'm rambling, but I'm pretty sure that you understand what I'm saying. We put a lot of effort into everything we do. Sometimes we just would appreciate, for the stuff to go a little smoother. And it seems like the BS when it comes to YouTube, it seems like a lot of us are just not getting the views or the watch hours that we deserve. Do you agree, brother? Do you agree, brother Grumpy?
Yeah, it's true. I think YouTube kind of, the way it works, first off, if anybody out there is looking to start a gun channel, it is not as easy as grabbing an iPhone and getting after it, it may be in the beginning, but it doesn't stay that way, or you won't get any views, especially if you have bad audio. Audio is a big deal too.
Yeah.
But the way YouTube works is you get subscribers, it pushes out your videos to those subscribers, and then it does a test audience out to some more people. And, depending upon how they see the video, your click-through rate, stuff like that, is how far they'll push it. So it makes it really difficult, and it takes a long time because it builds and builds and builds on that, and it builds over time. And not to mention, I know hopefully some folks will watch this here later. We have just you and I in here right now, but oh shoot, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I had to send this out. But on the YouTube stuff anyways, like it takes a long time to build that audience and to get the click-through rates and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. So in 2020, they changed the rules on YouTube. They were sued by the Southern Law group there, and they shut down a lot of channels. Mr. Guns and Gear was one of those that got hit. A bunch of them did actually, and they just restricted a lot of content. You can't touch guns on lives. You can't do all this stuff, and it just makes it really difficult to do things for folks when you can't really do a lot of the things that a lot of the guys that have 1 million subscribers right now were able to do. They were able to take guns apart. They were able to show you things. They were able to teach you things, taking the guns apart, things like that. And that's okay. I mean, you can still do that stuff if you don't want to monetize. But the problem is it gets expensive when you're shooting a lot of guns. You're trying to show your audience new stuff. The rounds are expensive. So, it's crazy to see some of the comments that I see. I don't know, Adrian, if you've seen them, where guys will talk smack about, you're just here to make money and you're lucky I'm engaged with you because my comment, you're getting paid for it. It's like, bro, no, you don't understand. It doesn't come close to even paying for ammo. So you really got to love this stuff and love firearms and shooting and that sport, to want to do this. But if you're doing it to get in for the money, you're 10 years out from anything like that. And that's if you're good. And, another thing a lot of people don't understand out there is in your life, on YouTube, you might see, I don't know, you might see 10 people, maybe 5 that have over 1 million subscribers, right? In the gun space.
Correct.
But guess what? There's 1,000 out there. There are, or hundreds. I'll say there's hundreds out there that have that kind of a following that, out there. And you never heard of them. I've been on for a long time. I run a channel. I still haven't heard of all of them. I still find new ones that have, I'm like, man, this guy has 3 million subscribers. Where has he been? I've never seen this channel before. So when it comes to smaller gun channels, there's thousands of them. And so everybody's out there trying to entertain and do their thing. And if you look at channels like, Trench Grenade, that guy's out there just creating drama, starting drama, name dropping and putting, million subscriber people up in his thumbs and stuff, and dropping names. And it's just to get attention, and they don't care. It's all about getting clicks. And I didn't get started in this to get clicks. I got started in this because I love the hobby. I enjoy it. I'm trying to find the time to go shoot Steel Challenge. I was actually supposed to be doing that tonight, but I had some honey-do list stuff that I'm trying to knock out before she comes back. So I didn't get a chance to get out there today. And plus I'm building a Glock for it that I'm going to shoot to start off with. And I haven't got all the parts in yet. I got most of them. So because on my Glock Gen 6, I'm trying to build it like my Gen 5s are built. And they had an IDPA match come up, but I didn't go to it because, man, you want to talk about rules? It's insane. I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but man, there's a lot of rules in there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, it takes a lot of time to do this stuff. A lot of time, And then you get these guys in the comments that just come and drop something stupid, say and just say something random, and you're like, dude, really?
Yeah. Now, one thing that I noticed, though, is that kind of like you said, and again, guys, this is the topic about the top favorite EDCs, and we're gonna get into it. This is just something that that has been on my chest for the longest. Is that I don't, I just don't. I'm trying to understand and make sense of how this YouTube thing works. It's like how Brother Grumpy is saying, we all got into it because we love it. We love our Second Amendment. We love our guns. We just love them all. But I guess sometimes we just would appreciate a little, some more love and appreciation for whatever it is we do. It seems like we put in a lot of work, and for what? For nothing. A lot of us do have the channel monetized. Not everybody do. Not everybody even want to go ahead and get it done. But I don't hear people saying that, but I believe that everybody that gets into it at some point, you want to get monetized. If you tell me you don't, I think you're lying to me, or you're lying to yourself.
I mean, even if you're not in it to make money, which you're not going to, you might get some free stuff from companies to review, and most of it is junk. Some of it is actually really good. That PLX light I got, that thing was awesome. I actually like it. I have it on my Glock right now. In fact, I can't touch guns on the lives, but
Yeah,
I
correct.
have it on my CZ Shadow 2 right now. My Shadow 2 carry.
Okay.
Really nice, but you know, a lot of the stuff you get, you know, that isn't by bullets, you know, and not a lot of people will click on links and stuff like that. So I don't really do a lot of affiliate link stuff on my channel. I mean, I could. I just usually upload the videos, and I don't do that like I should probably. But I'll tell you this, guys, if you ever want to support a channel and they have links in their description, you want to go on Amazon and buy something, and you can go to one of your favorite small YouTubers, help them out. All you got to do is go click one of their links. It doesn't matter what you go buy, you still get a bounty, and they'll give you, you know, halves of pennies on the dollar. But hey, every little bit adds up, you know, helps you buy some rounds. But that's a good way to support a channel too. You know, subscribing is something that's huge. Like, you don't have to buy anything. Just subscribing alone helps a lot in the channel, because even though metrics matter more than anything, it's a lot of companies, you know, if you want like affiliate stuff, they care about subscribers, you know, and it's good for you. It's good for the viewer too, because then they get discount links as well. And sometimes they're not bad. Sometimes they're decent discount links. I think I'm getting ready to release a safe video this Wednesday, actually, where I did a review on a safe they sent me. And you get like a 15% discount on that. You save like $48 on that. That's a pretty nice little savings, and it's not a very expensive safe. So there's a good side of that too. In fact, whenever I need to buy something, I go on and I look for someone that's got it, you know, and I buy camera gear and stuff like that. So I watch a lot of channels on, you know, studios and cameras and microphones and how to set everything up and all that. And I'll go find someone and look on their product for their product codes so I can buy a lens or buy a filter or something, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a good thing. I like it that they have that, you know?
Hey, one favor that I want to ask you guys, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the stream. I really appreciate it. That would help a little bit to kind of push, again, this thing out a little bit more. Now, let me see. I've been sent a few items for review, as you said, but not monetized at all. There's a tactical. I believe your channel can be monetized if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? And if not, why haven't you thought about doing it? Because I know that we all put a lot of time and effort to get into that point. And at some point, again, I don't know about you, Desert Tactical, but at some point, I would have liked to have the channel monetized so I could go ahead and, you know, get a little reward for my hard work, if you understand what I'm saying.
I don't even think it's a reward, man. It's more like just helping you pay for the stuff to do the video.
I mean, exactly. I mean, but then again, pennies is like, wow. Honestly, at the beginning, I didn't think that it was going to be this hard to even make a buck or two on the YouTube thing. Like, you have to really spend some coins, you know, for you to even shine just a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. You really do. And it's, you know, it's tough to compete out there.
I hear you. That's a tactical. I hear you.
Yeah, it's tough to compete out there sometimes because the guys that have been doing it before 2020, before they clamped down, you know, it was a lot easier back then to get monetized. You didn't get limiteds, you didn't get hit all the time, you know, and that stuff. So I don't know. So I mean, honestly, if you're trying to start a YouTube channel doing gun stuff, and really it's a lot of things, because like I said, I look at camera gear and stuff like that a lot, and studio setups and sound. And man, I'll tell you, I see a lot of it. I saw a guy today even that was throwing a fit on YouTube and saying they need to sue YouTube. You know, he needs to sue YouTube. People need to get together and sue him because they're screwing the creators. And it's just it's crazy. It is not just the gun content; it's other content too, because YouTube takes 45%, and then you get taxed. Like I said earlier, you know, you get taxed by the government another 20%. So you're left with even less than that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Hey, Shooty Bang TV, I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%. Agree with you 100%. So, with that being said, everything Vaughn, there's a tactical, Shooty Bang, everybody in the chat. can you be so kind of go and tell me what is your favorite EDC of choice? And since you are my guest today, brother Grumpy, would you be so kind of let me know what would be your top favorite EDC
I think my
or favorites?
Well, my favorites. I mean, I still have I have a top favorite EDC. I've carried my Glock 43X has been one of my favorites that I've carried. It's a slimline pistol, the Glock 43X.
The Glock 43X MO, okay.
Yeah, because that's it's a slimline pistol. It's just simple, it's reliable, it's lightweight. So I really do like that a lot. I like the Staccato C3.6. I carry that all the time in my bag. Sometimes I carry it on myself. And then I really like the CZ Shadow 2 carry. I love that gun. And that stays in my little Jeep safe that I got. Little quick strike box. And I'm getting ready to do some more reviews on that one. I really like that box. And I guess my last one is the newest one that I picked up was the SIG P365 Legion AXG. That thing, man, I couldn't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that, man. It feels good in the hand. It's holds a lot of rounds. But I got the metal version, so it's kind of heavy. And it's funny because we talk about EDC pistols and carry, and there's this big 1911 craze where people are carrying the these metal guns. And now all those companies are starting to go to aluminum lowers to lighten them up. And I remember when Glock came out, and I had a Gen 1 Glock, and everybody was on fire about Glock because it was lightweight, easy to carry, so now I don't know. So I still kind of like those lighter weight striker fired guns for concealed carry guns.
Welcome, Lee Cowboy Action. Welcome, Bob to Tactical. How you doing? Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. Folks, go ahead and smash the thumbs up for the stream. I really appreciate that. So there's a tactical like the Glock 43X is king. Definitely. It really is. Do you have any of those the new 15 round magazines by any chance, Brother Grumpy?
No, I don't. I actually I went to Glock store to buy some.
Yeah.
And they were pre-order. So then I hopped over to Primary Arms. They were on pre-order. So I've seen a lot of guys that have them, and I like them because they're like regular mags, right? Like if you have the Shield Arms 15 round mags, so far I haven't had a problem with them. I know some people have had problems with those. I have not had a problem with them yet, but I'll tell you what, they're not the easiest to load. But these new Glock mags are like a regular neck on them, so they look like they're a lot easier to load. And I'll have 6 of them as soon as I can get my hands on them.
Yeah, I shot that P365 XG Legion. I have the polymer one, and I shot the one that Vaughn had, that P365 Lux and 380, and that thing shoots amazing as well.
Yeah,
the recoil on that thing is like nothing.
I think that Lux is a lot like the AXG, except it's polymer, right?
No, the Lux is steel frame as well.
Oh, it is? So it's a lot like the AXG then. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably pretty close to the same size too. I've seen that one too. But man, when I I checked out that AXG in the store, and I was just looking for a gun to compare, and the series that I did with the, ridiculous abuse of those pistols to see what would last best, what would do best.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that SIG one as the last one. The Sean Ryan show, man, they've made that SIG P365 like that was given out like candy. They made it super popular. And I always carried the Glock 43X. It's just reliable. I've had any issues with it. I've never had a single failure out of that gun. I got thousands of rounds to it. No joke. So I'm pretty impartial to it just because it's worked so well for me anyway. But man, when I did that test on that 365 and I shot it, man, I really liked shooting it, and I could not believe how well it did with sand and debris and all that. I mean, it did better than any of the other guns. And I thought it was not gonna do very good, to be honest with you, because that P320, that M18 I shot, that's an actual military M18 too, not the commercial 320 version of it. So it's a little bit different inside the the upper on that that. So anyway, man, like that thing was. I'll tell you, I had that thing off camera. I must have worked on it for 25 minutes just trying to get the slide off of it.
Holy cow!
I'm doing what I did with all those other guns, all those other brands.
Yeah,
that M18 was like the absolute worst. And I was just getting out of the military when those came out. So
can you see that?
Yeah. So I haven't had any issues with my M18 as far as keeping it clean and firing it. But as far as like any kind of durability abuse testing with the sand and that stuff in it, man, it locked up worse than any of the other pistols. So that's why I was really impressed with that 365. They really built it well. But man, that M18, I had a real tough time with that thing, and I collect them. I got them behind me right now. I've got, I got an old 1911 45, like an original 1911 made in 1918. Might have been to World War I, but definitely went to World War II, and very likely went to Vietnam as well. And I've got the M9 pistol, the M9 Beretta. And actually, I shot that. I had the Beretta for 6 years in the Army. And the Beretta was actually, it was pretty decent for me, man. I was qualified expert with it. I could shoot it well, but like dudes that couldn't hold a gun right, couldn't shoot well or were weak. And often females, they would get stovepipes in them. And it was a given on the range. We were going to see that stuff. But I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it was all right. But and then I got I guess right when I was getting ready to get out, I retired out of 19 Special Forces Group in 2021, and we were just getting them in, I don't know, like, let's see, I got back from Afghanistan in 2019. So they were getting them in like 2019. And so they were at the unit when I got back. I was deployed with SOCOM, and everybody had Glocks. So you had Glocks or Berettas there. Glock 19s or Berettas. And came back to the unit. They had these the SIG M18s there, M17s. And well, I guess the only ones I saw were just M18s at the time. That's all. I think that's all they had. Anyway, I got to shoot them at the range, and I mean, it just recoils like crazy, man. Like it is a snappy little pistol. But I mean, I don't mind it terribly. The trigger, and it's really light. Surprisingly, for a military gun, it's very light. Like with police guns, usually police guns have a stronger trigger. I don't know if you guys have heard of the New York trigger. It's like a 10-pound trigger pull. It's because police were shooting shooting people accidentally because the lightweight triggers.
Trigger pull?
No, man, it's because they had those old revolvers, and pull a hammer back on a revolver, and it's a hair trigger. Okay. So then and pulling the trigger even double action. So they made them so they were like 10-pound triggers. So you wouldn't, under stress, you wouldn't accidentally fire it.
Okay.
And a lot of departments have that rule right now. I mean, if you go to Glock, to their Blue Label program, if you're a police, military, whatever, and you can buy those direct from Glock. You can buy it for a department as well. So you can buy it with a 10-pound, the New York trigger in it, they call it. So yeah, I was really surprised with the M18 that it had such a light, and M17 is the same, but really light trigger on it, or at least it feels really light. But I got to tell you, the modularity thing is the stupidest thing. I don't know, man. Like, nobody changes any. I've not seen one single person change from an M17 slide put it on an M18 or vice versa. The whole modularity thing, I don't know. I just think it's a kind of a waste.
Now, would you carry a subcompact or a compact?
Well, I mean, I do carry a subcompact sometimes. Depends on what time of the year it is. If I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, I got a subcompact on me.
Okay.
And if I got, and right now my favorite subcompact is the HKCC9. It is a very decent little pistol.
How's the recoil on that one?
It is better than I expected. I mean, you would expect a subcompact's going to really kick pretty good. That thing it's accurate, manageable recoil. It's got a pretty hard spring in it though. But man, it shoots really well. I was able to transition on targets fast. I mean, almost as fast as a regular compact, like a Glock 19, like a 4-inch gun. And it really impressed me. And so I have that one always handy for that, but yeah, absolutely. I would carry a subcompact. Now, the question is, if you carry a subcompact or a compact, do you carry a red dot on it, and a light, so I didn't carry a light or a red dot on my compacts or subcompacts for a very long time. And now I'm kind of torn about it because I've gotten a lot better with red dots, but I don't know. So what's to say? Yeah, I wouldn't have it as a EDC, man. I just wouldn't, And I know some people swear by them, those M18s, because the military has it, it must be good. But no, I wouldn't have that. I think for a collector's item, it's awesome if you can get a hold of a real one. They are different. The slide is definitely different on the actual military version.
For me, as far as subcompact, it will be the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0.
Heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, that one I pretty much like. If I'm gonna go jogging and just shorts, I'm gonna go to the track and just run or walk around. Beautiful. I don't even need a holster. I just put it in my pocket and it just disappears.
Yeah, what's funny about those Smith & Wessons is the triggers. The triggers are different per gun. Like I shot my buddy's. It was gosh, what was it? It was a something easy. I can't remember. Something
was it one of those 380 easy?
Yeah. It was a 380 easy.
I
guess it's an M&P 380 easy, And I'll tell you, man, the trigger on that thing was nice, And then I shot that Shield X, and I was like, for a couple shots, it's nice, but it's too aggressive for like a concealed carry gun. It's going to rub against your skin or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. But the trigger was trash. I mean, trash. But man, on that M&P Easy, 380 Easy, man, that trigger was nice. And then, I got the M&P 2.0 now, but I have just the regular version of it. And it's okay, but I've also shot an M&P 2.0 with the performance trigger in it. And it impressed me.
What's going on, brother? Thank you for popping in, man. Really appreciate you. I'll hit you up later. Thank you for popping in, man. Well, yeah, I shot the one of those Shield X, the comp one, and then I shot the one with the original one, and I couldn't really tell that much difference when it comes to recoil, except the one with the comp felt tiny bit better, just a little bit, but not that much to say, wow, it made a big difference.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. Like, when I've tested a lot of guns, and the CZ P10C ported, I took a lot of heat on that gun, that review. I had problems with it, number one, because I shot, the cheapest bullets I could find at the time, and that was Blazer brass. And Blazer brass isn't a actual, brass or copper, bullet. It's not a full metal jacket. It's just like a coating. Yeah, so when I did the review, that and the Echelon, I always say it wrong. The Echelon 4.0C comp, I kind of compared them, and I wasn't even just kind of doing a review just to compare them for people in case, see what they wanted to buy. And it turned out in that review, it kind of surprised me. I was getting splash on the front sight on the CZ-P10 ported, but I wasn't getting it on the Echelon 4.0C comp. Now, I've shot both guns, not comped and non-comped on that, and it's the same. I feel you on that, because that CZ-P10C ported, it was still really snappy. It was the snappiest of all of them. The Echelon 4.0C comp was noticeably, to me, better. It, as far as recoil went, when you're managing that muzzle flip on that, as far, versus the CZ-P10 ported. And I've got CZ guns. I love CZ guns.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that one in particular. But it's like that sometimes. Sometimes you get a gun that's comped that it doesn't make a lot of difference. And I think it's just the way they do it. You look at a Staccato XC, look at the port on that thing, man. It is a monster. It's huge. Same thing on the Kimber 2K11 Pro comp.
Yeah.
In the full size, man, those ports, 16 squared inches of gas coming out of that thing. Like it is really pushing some gas out, and it makes a big difference. But if you just have a small, comp on the end, it's not going to make as much of a difference. But it's also the design too, because I'll tell you what, my Glock 43X, it's a beast by itself, but you throw a Radiant Weapons ramjet on that thing, man, and you can go to town on transition, busting targets with it.
Yeah.
Let's
see right here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Okay. Do you also do a lot make a lot of your videos just using ball FMJ, or do you ever use any self-defense when you do your torture videos?
Yeah. So when I'm testing guns, I don't shoot a whole bunch of them, like, as far as on the channel, because you can't really see them anyway. So I shoot a lot of like FMJ stuff, and I only stick with that. So right now, Fiocchi Range Max and a Federal Champion range, that's been actually really good. That Federal Champion range was really accurate, man. I was surprised, and for the cost, you can pick that up pretty cheap. But yeah, I shoot. So I've done some testing. I'm surprised I haven't done a video on this yet. I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't. I just did it for myself, I guess. But a lot of people out there shooting, like you talked about, sub guns, and they're shooting compacts, and just going out and getting a duty load of the best personal defense ammo, because you're like, oh man, this has got 1,300 feet per second. It's blazing, it's hitting like a hammer. Not out of a 4-inch barrel, probably. So there's actually, like, I'll give you an example, like, I'm trying to think, Hornady, they have their duty ammo and their defense ammo, and they're good rounds. They really are. They feed well in my MP5 too, or SDK5. Yeah, they feed really well in that too for a hollow point, because the end is so pointed. So they feed well in a lot of guns too. But those defense rounds, they are designed for those 4-inch guns, so they'll perform better. You won't get out of the that duty ammo if you're not shooting a full-length barrel. You're not going to get all of it that you want out of that, and it's the bonding of the bullet that matters. So it's how that jacket's bonded to the core on how that bullet performs, and it's designed to perform based on certain velocities. So if you're going to carry like a subcompact, get something like Hornady defense ammo. If you're going to carry a full size or have a full size available, maybe you want the duty for that. Yeah, man, 410. That's a good little defense round. We keep a 410 around as a snake gun around here where I'm at. My wife called me. She'd be like, "There's a snake," and I'll run and grab the little 410, and go out there, and But yeah. Speaking of 410, hey Adrian, have you shot any of those like Taurus Judge or the Smith & Wesson Governor or any of that?
No,
man. I've shot.
Chris. Not yet, but I heard they're pretty fun, but not yet.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah. But I mean, I think they're good. My neighbor lady, man, she's in her 70s, and when she's got a snake out there, I went over there one day. She had a hole in her little chicken shed. I said, it's just like a little metal chicken house, and I said,
"Yeah,
why you got a hole in your door here?" She goes, "Because I was shooting at a snake and I missed it, and I shot a hole through the door." And I was like, "That's a pretty good sized hole." She's like, "Well, I shot it with my 410 Judge." I was like, man, for a 70-year-old woman to crack down on a 2-inch barrel Judge,
Yeah.
Woo, man, that is crazy.
Do you own one?
No, man, I don't own one.
Okay.
No, I've just shot them. I had a friend that had one. But they had
how's the recoil on that? Is it pretty good?
It's all right. It's not bad. I mean, I think for what it is, it's definitely a good little gun like that. It shoots 45 long Colt, 45 ACP with the little moon clips, and my friend had the I think it's the Governor, the Smith and Wesson version of it, and it was kind of cool, man. I actually like the grip on the Smith and Wesson better than I like on the Taurus. The Taurus has that kind of like a weird like ribbed grip, for your pleasure. So, but I've also got like that 22 I was telling you about that holds like 9 shots, and it shoots 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum.
Yeah.
It's got that same kind of grip as the Judge does. Yeah, it's not very accurate at all. It's definitely not accurate. That's why I say the 410 with it. It's a great little snake gun, stuff like that. But I don't recommend it for home defense for someone who's in their 70s like she's using it for, There's probably better options out there for her.
I hear you, Brother Chris. Now, Brother Grumpy, do you own any of 22 Magnum, either rifle or handgun?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. That handgun I've got that. I was gifted a Taurus 8-inch revolver, and it's beefy, man. And it's it's got 2 cylinders. One's a 22 Magnum cylinder, and one's a 22 long rifle cylinder.
Oh, nice. So you can switch it?
Yeah, so you can just change a cylinder out, and you can shoot either one.
Okay,
nice. Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate. There was a snake. My wife, there's a tree limb that hangs down in front of my wife's little shed, where she keeps all of her lawn garden stuff, or like gardening stuff. And she thought it was a snake, or she was trying to cut the branches out there, and she thought it was a branch. And so she's about to cut it, and it was a snake.
Wow.
And she freaked out, ran the house. So I had that little 22 Magnum in the in the garage there. And I went and grabbed it and took it out there, and just right from the back deck, I shot the snake out of the tree with that thing. Iron sights.
Nice.
Pretty accurate. It's always been a really accurate gun.
Nice. Holy cow. Never shot one. Now my 22 Magnum, I don't know if you see. Well, you did see the video when I shot the microwave with that 22 Magnum. I literally put every bullet literally almost in the same hole. Literally. Now the 22X, it was about an inch apart, but that Magnum was literally like right there.
Yeah,
right there.
You don't have a 1022, do you? Ruger 1022?
I do. I sure do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, man.
1022 Sports. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them in my time, and I've got a Ruger Takedown 22 right now that I've had for quite a while since they came out with them. And I was like, oh man, I got to have that because I go out, hiking a lot and all this, and so I just break it down, throw it in the pack, and go out camping and stuff, whatever. But anyway, man, even that gun was just super accurate. And now they actually make a 20. So they've got like it's a 1022, but it's in a chassis. It's in like a competition type chassis. Yeah. And they have long rifles of those, and they also have magnums of those. And I'll bet you those things are ridiculously accurate. And those little 22 Magnum cartridges they're pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, they are. And you know what? On my Smith & Wesson 22 Magnum, I didn't know it was gonna be so loud, but that thing is loud.
Yeah.
And it gives you that big old just flame. In the front when you shoot it, that pin is nice. It almost sounds as loud as a freaking 9mm. It's really loud. It really is.
Yeah. Well, you're getting that fireball. It's a good and a bad thing. It's good that it's shorter gun, but you're losing that velocity shooting them out of short guns. When you shoot a 22 Magnum, you do lose a lot of velocity there. But I'll tell you another round that's pretty interesting, man. Like I had some hunting buddies. We'd go hunting every year, go elk hunting and deer hunting when I was in the Army. And in off seasons, we'd go out and we would rabbit hunt and stuff like that, squirrel hunt. And usually, we come out with some snowshoe hares or some, jackrabbits if we're hunting out, Western Colorado out there and all that. But man, one of my buddies was hunting with the 17 HMR rifle, little bolt action. And, you could shoot a squirrel with a 22 and it's coming out of the tree, right?
Yeah.
You shoot one with a 17 HMR, he shot one with it and it turned that thing inside out. There wasn't hardly anything left of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that thing, the velocity on that thing is just ridiculous, and it's like stupid accurate. But that's another little gun that, just is crazy, that caliber.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is true because I mean, I got 4 30 round magazines, and I saw myself putting some rounds down the range and literally just going nuts. I had to slow down before I run out. That thing,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's just fun. The more I shoot it, the better it got. And I mean, also the barrel get hot pretty quick too. And that gun gets dirty immediately. It start leaving those gold shavings on there. I mean, they get that gun real nice and dirty. Then you're
Mhm.
gonna start having, feeding issues. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
clean it. Now,
that's
some people be bragging about how I've shot 3,000 rounds through it and I haven't had a jam yet. Well, shit, you must be lucky because anytime I shoot about 150, I start having issues. I gotta clean it up again. So
yeah. No, man, it is even the 22, I couldn't imagine shooting 3,000 rounds through my Ruger 1022 and that thing not having some problems. Because once it starts getting dirty, I mean, I don't even think I could make it to 1,000 rounds in it, and it would start getting really nasty. So, but man, yeah, I'll tell you, man, I miss the days when you can get those buckets of rounds, and you can still get them. But I miss the days of those things were so cheap to buy. 22
oh
rounds
hell
were
yeah.
so cheap to buy, and even 22 rounds now are starting to pinch a little bit with that cost.
Yep, yep, yep. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So for your audience out there, what kind of EDCs are those folks carrying? Are you folks carrying out there? You guys carrying subcompacts a lot, or are you carrying compacts more?
For me, I carry compact. Right now, I'm currently carrying for EDC my Conic Mete MC9 Prime.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
carrying appendix? Or are you carrying on your hip, carrying the back? What are you carrying?
My hip, I do also have an appendix sometimes, but I mainly carry on my hip, or I carry with that concealed carry bag.
Yeah.
And I'm 45 industry. Yeah, I carry it like that too. What's
Yeah.
going on, Unit 4? Thank you for popping in, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I used to carry a full size gun in my sling bag, and then carry a compact. So, I carried on my hip for a long time, and now I'm carrying appendix a lot.
We're doing pretty good, Unit 4. Thank you for popping in, man. I really appreciate it. I remember when I first got the Glock 43X MOS. A lot of people saying, "Oh, that thing's snappy, really snappy. Don't get it, don't get it. You're not gonna like it." When I made that first video unboxing it, I loved it. But when I took it for the first rounds, yeah, that thing really is snappy. It really is. I
Yeah.
mean, I could still, hit the target. I mean, I was hitting the target, but not consistently. But then after I did what I did to mine, now it's like nothing. I
Yeah.
mean, Grumpy, the way I have it now, that thing is, I almost feel like a 380.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I put a Radiant Weapons magwell on mine too, and it just fits in your hand like a glove now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you got a lot of guys carrying subcompacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-inch snub nose. Hey, yeah, I don't know who that was, the 2-inch snub nose thing, man. But so for a while there, I was all about the lightest gun I could get, smallest, easy to carry, most powerful. Because I thought, honestly, as long as you train and you shoot, you don't need a ton of rounds. Of course, now today, the way things are going down, you never know. But so I bought this Scantium Airlight pistol, Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum, 2-inch barrel. It weighed less than a pound loaded.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But I'll tell you what, you shoot 357 Magnum through it once or twice, and then you're like, yeah, I'm done with this. It ain't worth it. Then you end up going to 38s, and then you're like, yeah, it ain't worth it. I'm gonna go to something else. I'll pick an automatic pistol. But yeah, that thing, man, 357 Magnum on a 2-inch, especially an airlight pistol,
Yeah.
it punishes you. It is rough.
Now, when it comes to your 6-hour, is it a P211 GTO? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is yours the one that comes with the comp?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the SIG PT. So the SIG GTO P211 only comes with a comp.
Okay.
Now you can get an aftermarket block to put on it. SIG actually makes one too, but it's always out of stock.
Okay.
But you can get an aftermarket block for it. But I'll tell you what, that thing, I've had a little bit of problems with it, but man, it shoots really well, you know. And if you keep it really wet, keep it really clean, it shoots really, really well. You start.
One of my buddies got one. One of my buddies got one, and he let me shoot it.
Yeah. Did your
that thing was pretty smooth. It was actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Did your optic get really dirty on it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I think that was the biggest thing that I didn't like about the GTO. It shot about as soft as the XC, and I mean, and it feels good in your hand. I was really surprised by it. I mean, it shot really well. I really enjoyed it. It's like one of my favorite guns to shoot. And then, you know, I shoot it against my XC in a video, and the XC, I didn't have any issue with the optic, you know, getting nasty. And on the SIG GTO 211, that optic just gets nasty. And there's guys that'll tell you, well, you can shoot occluded, you know, it doesn't matter as long as you see the dot, you know, and both eyes open, you can see your target. That's true. That is a fair statement. But I'll tell you what I don't want. I don't want a bunch of carbon and, you know, chemical crap building up on my optic and ruining my coatings over time.
Yeah.
Because you're having to clean them, you know, and stuff. And then eventually those coatings will wear off. So I mean, I don't want something that's going to really dirty my optic. And you shoot a couple hundred rounds and it's already dark. I mean, it's that thick with carbon. That's probably my only complaint about the gun, really. That and the plastic, you know, barrel bushing that's in it. They call it a reverse plug, I guess. I always called it a barrel bushing. But anyways, that thing is, on mine, it showed some serious wear on it. I wasn't too worried about it like breaking quick, but it did show a lot of wear. Now I have since went into, I got myself a Dawson, you know, metal one, and it fits perfect and it's really good quality. And I guess SIG's making them now. In fact, I think if you buy a 211 now, it doesn't come with a plastic one anymore. The SIG puts metal ones in them now. Yeah, P365X with a Wilson Combat grip module. Man, I didn't even know they were making grip modules for that. I'll have to check that out, actually. Yeah, because I'm actually wanting to take my 365 and put a new slide on it and get the Radian weapons comp for it rather than the that little blast chamber it has on it, because it definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it makes a difference, but it's not like it doesn't do as well as a comp, like an actual comp, you know.
Now, when it comes to your P211 GTO, why would it put a rubber or plastic bushing? Why not just keep it all metal?
My guess is cost.
Are they trying to go cheap in parts, or that's just a crappy design?
No, I think it's not the. I mean, the design of the plug is good, but it's the fact that it's plastic. And I think what they were trying to do is, you know, the XC, you know, is like $4,300, and then you got like all these, you know, $5,000+ $7,000, $6,000 Atlases, and you name the 2011 brand. And, you know, look what Kimber just did. You know, Kimber actually put out a pretty quality firearm because that thing is DLC coded, the whole deal. That's what makes, well, we can talk about that in a second. But I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to get a good gun to market that shot soft like an XC, looked cool, because it does look cool. I mean, it's the aesthetic on the gun.
It looks nice. It really does.
Yeah. So I think they were trying to put it out as cheaply as they possibly could. You know, and a lot of the complaints I get on my channel about the SIG, if I say anything nice about SIG, you know, I get a lot of comments about the springs are trash, you know, they rust out, all this stuff. Well, that may be true, but you could always oil it, you know, too. But, you know, a lot of quality parts in a gun, you know, so what I was going to say was, what makes a good gun? What makes a quality gun? Where is your money going when you're buying a more expensive gun? Well, look at the finish on those guns. You know, there's going to be a big difference between a DLC coated barrel and a something, whatever you name the finish that's cheaper. You know, I've got SIG's F&C finish. That's supposed to be a really good finish, but on all of my SIG, well, I got a couple SIG guns that have that F&C finish, and it's already chipping off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just chipping off on the barrel. So, I mean, I would prefer that DLC coating, but that coating is expensive. Even for the manufacturers, it's expensive. So like that Kimber, it's got a DLC coated barrel, DLC coated slides. I mean, that's an expensive thing. So with like staccatos, you know, they do some hand fitting on those. But sound amazing. Hey, I tell you what, I am amazed because I've owned Kimbers for a very long time, and I used to really like Kimber. And the last time I purchased a Kimber was many, many years ago because I had bought another Kimber and had problems. I had to send it back. I got another Kimber thinking, oh, this is a one-off because the other two Kimbers I had were amazing. I mean, stupid accurate. I loved them. And then I got that gun, total trash. I just sold it. I had enough. I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with Kimber and their QA and stuff. I was done with Kimber for a long time, and I didn't buy any of their guns. And then they came out with they had changed their CEO out. That CEO, by the way, is now at SIG, destroying that company. And so they changed their company. They changed their business model. They moved to Alabama, and they started, you know, doing things in a new shop. And they were in Yonkers, New York before that. Now they're in Alabama. But anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try them out. They've had a lot of changes. Maybe it's time. And I got that gun, and it shot really well. It was a Kimber Raptor stainless, and I really liked it. It was in 45. I carry it all the time, you know, sitting over on my desk right now. So when I'm around the property, I'm usually carrying that. And I'll tell you, I was pretty happy with that, and I thought, man, this is good. And then I got the Kimber 2K11 Pro Comp or Pro in royal color, and it's a beautiful gun. And I thought, man, this is a nice gun. You know, I really like it. Looks really nice and everything. Well, as soon as I got it back to the house, you know, I'm out there shooting it. I'm gonna do a review on it. And the trigger, when I moved the gun, I heard a rattle, and I was like, what is this? And the trigger was rattling. So I had to send it back. So they turned it around, man. I'm telling you, in less than 5 days, they were already shipping that thing back. I think it was like 3 days, and they were shipping it back to me. And I couldn't believe it, but they fixed it. And so I don't know if that was necessarily a QC thing. It was like right off the first guns, because I went back to the gun store. Every Kimber 2K11 that they had of the Pro version had a loose trigger in it. And if you go look at them at a gun store now, they don't. That is not a problem anymore. They fixed it immediately. You know, they didn't blame their customers for anything. They just fixed it with their guns and moved on. And none of the full-size guns did I have that problem with. And they did put a lot of quality features in here for the price. I mean, the real expensive guns you look at, the real expensive guns that you look at getting, you know, when we say what makes a gun expensive, where's the value proposition here? When you can set up a Glock or a SIG or whatever your favorite compact gun is or whatever to shoot really well, it's about, you know, quality parts inside that aren't going to corrode. It's about the finishes that are going to last to protect the gun. Any kind of external work to the gun. So yeah, I was really surprised that Kimber, for the price that they put it out at, half the price of a staccato, XC anyway, and that's kind of what they're competing with, that type with the comp and all that. They had slide cuts, DLC barrel, DLC finish, quality parts, and I mean, I'm just not having failures with them. Excuse me. I've put a ton of rounds through those guns, both of them. And I'm really liking that Kimber 2K11 Pro Comp. That thing is ridiculous. I mean, it for a 4-inch barrel, and it's a 4-inch barrel with a, you know, with a comp in it, you know, built in. So they didn't extend it for the comp. And I mean, that thing it's fast. It's fast and it's controllable on the target. So yeah, man, I'm definitely impressed with them. They've come a long way since their QC problem days, it seems. That's for sure.
What did you say? Feel powerful now. I hope all this power doesn't go. But if we keep talking about guns, Miara Stevie, you're gonna buy every single one of them. recently bought a Kimber A 145 on 20. That was fun.
Yeah, man, those Aegis guns look really good. They've been around for a long time, actually, the Kimber Aegis series. I remember when those came out too. I mean, I used to be a Kimber fanboy before they started having a lot of problems. They were really good quality guns back in the day. In fact, the military ran those guns. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. If you own a Kimber, Kimber had a contract with the government. They were still sourcing 45 caliber guns even during the 9mm days to the military. That was a manufacturer.
Have you ever made a video comparing your P211 GTO versus the CZ Shadow? You have the compact or the carry?
I've got the compact, the carry, and the CZ Shadow 2 orange.
Have you ever made a video comparing again the GTO, P211 GTO versus one of those CZ Shadows? Can you do me a favor and do one? I would like to see that.
Oh, you mean CZ against CZ?
No. Your 6-hour P211.
Oh, yeah.
Against one of the CZs. If you could make a video, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I thought about doing that, but I don't have a full size. So the SIG GTO is a full size, and the Kimbers I have are both compacts.
But I thought the CZ Shadow Orange is a full size.
Oh, the CZ Shadow 2 orange is a full size, but it's not comped.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, the GTO 211 is comped. It's got a really nice comp on it. I'll tell you, when Staccato came out with that C4X, I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. $1,000 extra for a comp, and people are like, oh, you're poor. You're just poor. No, it's not that, man. I own Staccatos. I'm not a sucker. I can shoot, and I shot the gun, by the way. I've shot it, and I'm going to shoot it again on the 15th. I'm going to go shoot their whole lineup down at the Kimber Ranch. And
nice.
And I'm telling you, man, I had problems with that gun, and I saw other people had problems with it, and I was pretty surprised that I had problems with it. I was at the ranch shooting it on the range. So, I mean, you'd think that would be, they'd make sure they give you a gun that worked. But now I'll say this: it shot excellent. I loved how it shot. It shot great. But did it shoot better than my Glock 19 with a Radiant Weapons comp on it? Nah, man, it didn't. I mean, I can stay on target just as well with that as I can that. So, I thought for sure if they were going to come out with something like that, I mean, it's cool if they did the island block type comp, right? It's part of the barrel, but it's like really thin. I mean, it's really, really thin. And I don't know if you guys have a lot of experience like from years ago, because I'm old, but they had done this stuff before. In fact, they used that back then. It was STI. But they used the same exact, model of it, like of the comp, right? It had like the cut looked the same. It looks the same. It had little holes on the side that were like kind of oval and slanted forward. It had it looked kind of the same. And they had problems with those. They were cracking. The comps were cracking at the side ports because they were thin, really thin. And I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit thicker, maybe a little heavier on the end to kind of help with recoil, or at least muzzle flip, right? Yeah. And I was also thinking they would do something like with the side ports to vent the gases up. And that GTO does that. So it's got side ports on it. Looks pretty cool too. I mean, like I said, the gun aesthetically is really nice. But those side ports actually, when you shoot, gases go up out of the top, they come down, go down the inside because it's 3D printed, and it shoots up on the sides. So all that gas goes up on the sides.
Yeah.
And I wish Staccato would have done something like that with theirs. I mean, for the money, for you charge an extra $1,000, I mean, I'd like to see some kind of ingenuity in the design of that comp that's on the gun.
A lot of folks talk and act like Staccato is supposed to be one of the best guns ever. Are they good? Yes, they are.
They're good.
I've shot quite a few, and they're actually pretty good. But I just feel, again, that's just me, probably just being biased because of the ones that I own. But Smith & Wesson Spec Series V, that one, my CZ Shadow 2. What else? I believe for those full size guns like that. I believe mine shot better. I don't know. To me, they
Hey,
just shot better.
yeah, I've done videos on this too, and I'll probably do some more on that very thing. And I'm sure Staccato hates it, but the truth is, like, I can shoot just as good with my Glocks as I can with those Staccatos, and it's just a fact. And I'll be honest with you, it's not about. I mean, it's about what you want and what you want to collect, what you want to shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
otherwise we'd all be driving the same car. You know, there's going to be expensive cars. There's going to be less expensive cars. They both
Yep.
get you to work. They both get you to the grocery store. You know, but one of them, they put a lot more into building it than they do the other one. And so you're paying a little for that, but you're also paying for a name too. Just like when you buy a Ferrari, you're paying for the name. You buy a Corvette, you're paying for the name.
Correct.
You're paying for performance too, you know. I mean, if you've ever racked a slide back on an XC, man, like it's like butter, man. It's like you're like, man, or an Atlas, you know. I'd love to have an Atlas, but I don't want to spend $7,000 on one. I'd love to have a Sand Viper from Terran Tactical, but I'm not going to spend $8,000 on it. And it's not going to shoot any better than my XC or, you know, arguably some other guns. I mean, it's going to shoot better than maybe some of my other guns I have, but I'll be honest with y'all, it's more about the shooter and training with one gun that you like. It doesn't matter whatever your favorite brand is. I mean, most modern guns, I've said this before, most modern guns are decent guns nowadays.
Yeah.
They have to be. They have to be safe. They have to be whatever. Now, will some manufacturers put cheaper parts in? Of course they will. And you just need to be aware of that. It means it might fail, it might not. I've heard a lot of complaints about the SIG springs in particular. People complained about on my channel about the SIG springs breaking after so many rounds. But guess what? Buy a CZ. CZ factors the springs in to maintenance. Like, they're designed that they only will last so long and you have to replace them. So you just got to know about the gun you're shooting, know about the system, understand how to maintain it, train with it, shoot it, take a class. If you haven't taken a class, you know, it's helpful. And I promise you can shoot really good with probably most of the guns that, you know, that whatever your favorite gun is. Now, some are harder than others. You know, I'll tell you, I saw a thing on Ben Stoger. He said, you know, he doesn't like the Walther. He likes it, but he doesn't like shooting it. And I thought, I felt that, you know, I knew it. Like when he said it, I was like, man, he did a video on it. That's exactly my thought. I was like, man, this Walther is amazing, man. It feels so good in your hand. It's so nice. But that slide, boy, that's a big girl slide on that one, you know.
Yeah.
It recoils pretty hard. So that's what I mean by, like, some guns, for me, that one recoils really hard for me. I don't like it. I don't shoot as well with it. And so I think that's why I say you pick what you want, you know. That's an M&P 2.0. Man, I was impressed with that. I love the grip on it. It's one of my favorite grips on a gun on that M&P 2.0. The way they've got the sides swelled out and stuff, when I grab onto it, it naturally fits. I mean, it's not my favorite overall gun, but it's pretty nice. I really like it. So I can see why people gravitate towards them. But then I've got a HK VP9X that, you know, is expensive for a striker fire gun. And I couldn't hold on to the thing. You know, I'm shooting with it. And I'm telling you, it was like the grip texture is so terrible on it. The plastic's hard and slippery that you got to put grip tape on it. And, you know, and it's, I don't know, it's not, it just isn't good. I mean, some guns really need some work to be good, but in general, whatever your favorite gun is, just learn to train
with uniform.
What was that other comment, Adrian, there about the expensive guns? I missed that one.
This one.
Yeah. So yeah, see, that's spot on right there. It is not going to make you Jerry Micklick. It's not that thing, you know. It really comes down to the training and shooting.
Just leaving a little comment. Give me for 1 second. I like when Miara's TV came over here to my range. I shot his staccato. And I think I said it on one of the videos. I don't know if the video was gonna be on my channel or his, but my Smith & Wesson
Oh, I
Spec
saw
Series
that.
B to me just felt better than the staccato. That's just me. Maybe I'm just being biased. It's a nice gun. It really is a pretty gun. But my gun with all the little accent, the blue and the way everything, mine just look better than that one. Did the staccato
Oh,
shoot good? You're damn right it did. It shot
yeah.
amazing, but mine just feel better to me. Maybe because I train more with mine.
Yeah, you know, the problem, excuse me, man, my throat. I'll tell you, Adrian, one of the things I get a lot, man, is, you know, they'll call you a fanboy if you like some gun or you say this gun did well.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't know me at all, you know, and what I really truly like. But I'll get called that if I say this gun's done pretty well. But I'll tell you again, it comes down to what you like. But it's like a Ford Chevy argument, you know, and Dodge. You know, they're all fighting with each other because the Ford's the best and Dodge is the best and this is the best, you know. But I would say do some research on your gun and just know what finishes are on it, know what kind of springs are in it, if they're corrosion resistant, you know a little bit about the barrel, and just know what kind of quality you're getting if you're going to pay for it. You can actually get pretty decent guns for a good price.
I've never taken that Strike Industry comp off yet, but I'm thinking about taking it up and just shoot it without it, because people tell me that it still shoot pretty good without it. However, some people also say that once you take it off, now it's going to start backing out anytime you shoot. Like, so far, I've never had any issues with it yet. But people say, well, I put the blue, you know, Loctite on it, but it keeps walking out, the screws. So I don't know. I don't want to put the red Loctite either, because that one's supposed to be hard, and I don't want to strip, you know, the screws. So
on your comp?
The
on
comp,
your,
yes.
Yeah.
On my Spec Series 5, yeah, V. I want to take it up and shoot it without it, but I'm also scared that once I put it back on, I'm going to have that issue where the screw going to start walking out.
You know, I'll tell you all something about that too, as far as stuff walking out. So I've had that problem. I just had that problem this weekend, actually, on an optic. And I was shooting my Glock, doing a spring video to show you changing out the springs on the CZ Shadow 2 and the Glock, like 3 different springs on the Glock, 5 on the Shadow 2, to show you the difference in how they shoot on double tap, right?
Yeah.
And on my Glock, you know, I've had the optic on that forever. In fact, I've messed with it and everything else, and I've actually switched them around, and it's still on there, although it wasn't quite zeroed when I was doing it, which was fine because it was close enough to just show the different distance of the bullets.
Do you have that video up on your channel right now?
No, it'll be out in a couple of weeks. I just shot that.
Okay.
Yeah. And on my Shadow 2 Orange, my screws walked out again. Wow. Second time. So I wasn't very happy about that, because I was actually thinking about shooting Steel Challenge with that gun on just iron sights. And, you know, because the sights on it are pretty good. So really what it comes down to, one of the biggest questions I get, or one of the questions I get asked the most on my channel, is what springs for this optic? So usually it'll tell you in your, when you buy an optic, it'll tell you in there what the sizes are of the screws. Just if it's a cheaper optic, or if it's like a Holosun optic or something like that, it makes more difference to get better screws with that blue Loctite. So my guess is, Adrian, if you had a good screw in that, and I'm sure you do because of what it is, they don't want it to walk out. Yeah. You're probably going to be okay taking it off and re-Loctiting it. Just give it 24 hours to cure, just to be sure. And honestly, guys, with Loctite, less is more. You don't need to soak the whole thing in Loctite. It will still break free, and probably easier, right? Because I've done that.
To answer your Unit 4, I have not taken mine off yet, but I do have some Loctite, you know, that I was thinking about putting on it. But again, I've heard people saying that even with Loctite, it's still walking out. Now, how is that happening? I have no idea, because I've never had a red dot or anything walking out once I put that blue Loctite on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, good screws make a huge difference. So if you get after if you have a problem with it walking out constantly, and you're doing right here, he's saying are you letting your Loctite set? So if you are doing it right and you are, you know, using the right size screws, sometimes you're using cheaper screws, those better screws will lock up better and the Loctite will hold. It'll be good. I mean, when you get a screw, most of y'all probably know this. You buy an optic, you got your Loctite. That Loctite's already on the screw, and that screw is already on there. It's dried on there. You can just put it in the gun, you're good. But if they're cheap screws, they're going to walk out. So that's just how it is. So if you've done everything right with your Loctite and it's still walking out, just get some aftermarket high quality screws, and that should help a lot. But as far as your comp, you should have a good screw with that. I mean, I've got the Radiant Weapons, and it's got one screw that's a taper screw that comes in across. I've never had that walk out once, and I have fired that. I've fired it thousands of times and never had that walk out. And I've taken it on and off a number of times for cleaning. No issue.
Ron Wayne, how you doing, Chief? Thank you for popping in, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Do you own one of the Mechanic Method MC9 Prime? Do you have one?
Me, I do not.
Have you shot one?
No.
Okay.
No, I have a Walther. So
okay. Now, since you have the P365 AXG Legion, have you shot the X Macro Comp?
No.
The polymer one.
I haven't shot the polymer one. And hey, a note on that too. So I was thinking about getting the polymer one because that's what I had done was all polymer duty style, carry style type guns.
Yes.
So when I was doing that gauntlet thing there for a couple months, just going through that whole series. And when I was comparing those two in the store, that AXG, the metal gun, it was less, it had tighter gaps on it than the plastic one did, the polymer one.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So that AXG Legion, I compared those two in the store to figure out which one to buy. And I mean, I really wanted the Legion, so I ended up getting that anyway. Yeah, but when I was comparing it, the gaps on them were a little bit different. Like the AXG Legion was tighter. It didn't have as much open area as the polymer version. I don't know if that's just because it's polymer or what. But hey, just that note on the last comment, the point about the red Loctite, that is 100% true. You can just heat it up. I would just make a note to not heat it too hot though, because you don't want to have any heat treated parts losing their heat treat, so you don't want to get it too hot. Just, just kind of heat it up a little bit. And yeah, he's right. Spot on. Like you can, a lot of people use red Loctite on red dots too, Adrian. You can bust them out, but better have some good quality screws that won't strip out when you try to get those suckers out. Gotcha. And you have to heat it from the inside.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know. I didn't even know that you could do that. Hell, it never even crossed my mind. But like you say, just apply a little bit of heat and don't just go crazy, torturing that damn thing.
Just be careful if you're using a heat gun or something on it, because it can get pretty hot.
Okay. Well, guys, it's been over an hour, 13 minutes already. And it's about to be 10:30 in about 16 minutes. So I'm going to call it quit. Brother Grumpy, whenever you're ready to start doing yours, like we talked about, just the same way that I did mine, and I sent you the email, that's basically the same thing that you do. So next time when you're doing it, just let me know ahead of time and we'll get it done.
Yeah, I finally did get set up and everything. Thanks for testing with me the other night. I appreciate that. But I finally got it set up and working now, so I'm good doing the lives now. So I'll start doing those too. And thanks for having me on. I do appreciate it, man. And thanks for your help, Justin. I really appreciate that.
I really appreciate you coming on.
Hey, just so y'all know too, when I was kind of just getting started and everything, and I didn't understand a lot of stuff, I called up Adrian. I sent him an email, and he responded back to me, man. And a lot of people, they won't do that. Like I couldn't get people to respond back. If I asked somebody questions, they would like say, "Hey man, what's your email?" Whatever. No response. And then, I was watching Adrian's channel and, I reached out to him and we talked now, like he said, we're like friends now, we're talking a lot and help each other out. And I really appreciate you for that. I really do. You spent time with me on that and I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, it was always a pleasure, man. I mean, we all here for the same thing. I would have, you helped me out too. So you helped me to help you. That's all that matters to me.
And we have to, we weren't around before 2020 when things were easy.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So, And there ain't nobody that's got 1 million subscribers gonna come down there and really help you out. You know what I mean?
And the thing that's scaring me is that I believe it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that too. Afraid it's gonna get the guys that are doing AI stuff, man. They are shaking their boots right now. They have shut down a ton of channels for that. So yeah,
Unfortunately.
yes, sir. Well, thank you,
Well,
sir. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for popping in. Everybody in the chat, thank you for popping in. Brother Grumpy, see you later. Good night, y'all. Love you guys. Good night.